Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please excuse the lighting. It is like rained every day here for what feels like the whole month, but legitimately every day this week. Today's Friday, and it has literally rained every day this week. My grass looks horrible. Not to mention it is causing something with allergies, so if I sound nasally and stopped up, it's because I am nasally and stopped up. Like, the weather has just been really crazy the last couple of weeks. So I apologize for the lighting, but there's no sunshine, which is very sad. But anyways, hopefully that'll clear up, and we will see the sun at some point before fall breaks. Speaking of fall, just kind of side note, I absolutely love fall. It's my favorite season. I love the smells and the candles and the decorations, and it's my favorite. So just a couple of things to share with you guys if you're a candle person like I am. Bath & Body Works has their fall candles out now. We got them on sale last week for, I think they were like 40% off, and then you got an extra $10. We got them for like $11, which is, usually they're about half off, but this was even a little bit more than that, plus free shipping. So we always stock up at the beginning of each season because we love their candles. They're our favorite. Obviously, I'm not sponsored by them at all, but we love them. So I wanted to share my favorite fall scent of their candles. It is called Pumpkin Coconut. It is amazing. We bought 3, but we'll probably actually have to go back and get more because they're my favorite. And then of course, I love cleaning products. And before I ever even started watching YouTube, like cleaning videos and things of that nature, I used Mrs. Meyer's. So it's always been one of my favorites. And their apple cider flavor, it's awesome. So if you haven't tried either one of those, I suggest you go out and try those. Nothing to do with bariatric surgery, but I thought I would share because fall is my favorite. So so today I wanted to catch you guys up on a couple appointments that I've had, or an appointment in a class that I've had, kind of what's coming up in the future. It has been a little bit since I've made a video. I have transitioned from my full-time job now into part-time, so trying to get that wrapped up, and then I've been helping out at my other part-time job the last couple of weeks. So it has been a little crazy, and then trying to get prepared to start school soon. So excuse me. It's just been a little bit of a whirlwind. So, and honestly, there hasn't been too entirely much to catch up on in the last couple weeks. But I have been wanting to do some of those cooking videos, and I'll get to them. I promise. It just might take a little bit of time. So I had my first visit with my surgeon on Tuesday. So just 3 days ago, and that went well. So I, like I mentioned before, had gone through the entire program back in 2014. So I was familiar with my surgeon, and he was obviously familiar with my journey previously. And so obviously we talked about why I was coming back again and why I wanted to have bariatric surgery this time. And you know, really just, I told him, you know, I kind of chickened out, and I wanted to try to give myself one more try, to try to do it on my own before I, you know, had a surgery to do that, and I failed. I can't do it on my own, and I need some assistance. And so that's what kind of brought me back, and I knew that this would be a really good tool for that. So we talked about what surgery I would be interested in, and I think I mentioned earlier, but our office, or my surgeon's office, does the sleeve, the VSG. They do the gastric bypass, and then they do the duodenal switch. And I don't know a lot about the duodenal switch, just a brief look at it. Some of the main concerns, obviously, is that it's a little bit more invasive than gastric bypass, and so sometimes the malabsorption can be a little bit higher than it is on gastric bypass in the sleeve. And so that's why I was kind of still, up until that point, leaning more towards the gastric bypass. So after talking to my surgeon about the surgeries, they have, there's a way to modify the DS a little bit so that on someone with a BMI a little bit lower, not under 30, not under 40 actually, I believe, but a little bit lower, then they can decrease the chances of the malabsorption, where it is the same as a gastric bypass, but you still get more, greater weight loss. So at this point, I think that is probably the way I'm going to go. That was one of my main concerns, was the malabsorption part. He definitely answered some of those questions, and he told me, go and research it. Go research it. Go, look it all up, write down any questions, come back and we'll answer them for you. So that was comforting. So I'm going to do some research between now and then, and my next appointment, and try to write a list of questions that I have to kind of, make sure. But at this point, I think that is the way I will go, is the actual DS instead of gastric bypass. So, and then last night, Thursday, was my first education class. So, I mentioned previously, but if you don't remember, we are required to do 2 education classes throughout the process. And they have different ones several times a month. So there's plenty of opportunity to get 2 in between when you first start to when you have your surgery. So there are actually more than 2 that I plan on going to. So last night I went to my first education class, and it was about basically like the basics of eating healthy, first of all, and decision making, making healthy decisions, and then kind of how that corresponds to bariatric, post-op bariatric life after that. So, they had examples of weighing your food and what you thought, if it said the recommended serving was 2 ounces, what you thought 2 ounces looked like versus what in reality 2 ounces really is. And it kind of just showed you the importance of weighing your food to make sure you get an accurate, count, at least up until you have done it for a little while and can actually really tell what that amount is. They also had examples of servingware and like containers, storage containers that were kind of bariatric friendly. And I'll find out the website to a couple of the companies that sell some of those and share them with you. You guys, post-op especially, probably know of a lot of places. But I will find those out just to share that for those who may not. And then they had a little section to show what 100 calories look like. So what 100 calories of carrots look like, and what 100 calories of grapes, what 100 calories of almonds, raisins, chocolate. So to see like what 100 calories look like, what you could eat, and then what would you could get more of. And then they had a really neat one I thought was pretty cute. It was They had bowls, and they said, now pour yourself a bowl of cereal as you would if you were at home pouring yourself a bowl of cereal. So, they had you pour it in the bowl, and then they measured it and compared it to kind of what the actual serving is, and how much sugar and things you were taking in because you eat more than one serving size. And then they had a little station to where you could look at different food labels and try to find the hidden sugars in there and see if it was kind of okay for you to eat, or if it actually wasn't the healthiest option. So just a lot of general things, nothing crazy, but I feel like it was very helpful, just as a reminder, and I know that I could tell there was other people in there who really actually learned something that they didn't know before they went in, which is really, really good. But definitely a helpful reminder. It's a long process to go through for some, and so having those reminders often is actually very helpful for me. Anyways, it's very helpful for me to, I know that I'm supposed to measure out my portions, but sometimes if I'm, go a long time and I don't think about it, and then I kind of forget and I don't do it. So it's very helpful to have those reminders and kind of re-motivate you, is the way I kind of think about it. And I think about that a lot throughout other avenues in life as well. That I tell one of my jobs all the time that having kind of quarterly or even sometimes monthly times when you can all come together and kind of talk about a customer service issue or things of that nature, where you can get everyone kind of motivated again. So I kind of felt like that way last night, that there was several things that we talked about and things that they shared that that were just remotivating. So that's great. So upcoming visits, for August, I have my second nutrition class on the 13th, as well as a consult with a gastroenterologist to have my EGD done. And then I start school on August 15th. And I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited too, so that'll be good. I know it'll be a little stressful, but I'm excited about it too. So those are the two things I have in August, which is already August the 3rd, which is kind of crazy because it was just July and now it's August 3rd. I don't know where the time goes, but we'll roll with it. And then in September, I have my appointment with my primary care doctor for them to sign off on, saying that yes, it's a good thing to have surgery and to do some history, to give them a little bit of history. And then I have another education class. This one is where they set up a bunch of stations with different types of protein, as far as clear liquid protein, protein shakes, protein powders. I think they even have maybe protein bars maybe. But they have different tastes where you can taste them and decide kind of which ones you like and which ones you don't before you go and spend money on something that you haven't tried yet, and then you taste it and it's horrible and you don't like it. So that one's in September. And then there's another education class towards the end, I think. It's a cooking class. So they'll cook something and kind of show you how to cook it. So that'll be pretty cool too. So yeah, I think that's about it. I haven't, honestly, I have not, excuse me. I have not tried to, or I have not been, tried to introduce anything new in lately. Like I said, it's just been crazy, so I have not done that. Just trying to still do the things I had been doing. Getting in my water has been a little bit difficult lately, honestly, for some reason. So I need to work on that. But yeah, so I am down 6 pounds since I first started, and for my heaviest weight, so that's good. That's good news. But yeah, so nothing else really crazy. We have a full weekend. I hope everyone has got some exciting things planned this weekend. You'll probably have already done them or done half of them by the time you see this video, because hopefully I'll try to get it up tomorrow, but we'll see. But we have brunch with some friends that are actually getting ready to go to Germany to get married. So that's exciting. She's a good friend of mine. So I'm excited about that. And then we have a baby shower on Sunday for a friend of ours. So some exciting things going on this weekend. I hope that you all have some great things planned. I hope that you have some sunny weather, because I'm not sure if we're going to have any. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching again. If you haven't done so already, please hit the red button and subscribe to my channel. And please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.